Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DisClaymer podcast. My name is Clay, and this is my podcast. Hey, make sure you guys drop a like and a subscribe. If you're just watching, hey, if you're only watching for like 20 seconds, at least drop a like. You know, at least, hey, it's one click away. Click on that like button. All right, I greatly appreciate it. Even just clicking on the video, I really do appreciate you guys. And if you're new, make sure you drop a sub. Okay, we're always welcoming new members here. We're at 75 subscribers now. We're trying to get to 100 subscribers. I say let's get to 100 subscribers by the end of, let's go by 2025, the year 2025. Let's get to 100 subscribers. I think we can do it. I believe in this community. It's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, a lot of consistency. But you know what, guys? I believe in us. You guys have been so supportive. I think we can do it. All right? I think we can do it. And make sure you guys check out my links down below to all my social media. I think my Twitter and Instagram are down below. At least go follow me on Instagram. That's the least you can do, guys. All right, now enough of that crap. Let's get right into the daggum podcast, episode number 14. And this episode is really going to be more so about the news. We got, number one, we got ALINITY. Okay, she's a Twitch streamer. She's in a bit of hot water. Okay, she's making headlines. She's in a bit of hot water for doing another thing that's a little controversial. All right, so we got ALINITY in the news, and we also have the Fortnite World Cup taking place right now this weekend. I watched the lives. I think I was watching the Fortnite Creative World Cup. Yeah, that's what it was. This morning, or I guess morning/afternoon. And we'll be talking about that, and we'll also dive into, some other hot topics later on. But first, let's start off with daggum ALINITY and what's going on with this situation. So now, let me preface this by saying I don't really watch ALINITY that much. The only time I've ever seen her interacted with anything that's hers is when she's in when she's in controversy. So, I forget what the first time I encountered her, I forget what it was for. The second time, I know that it was, she's talking about something about copyright claiming someone, and I don't know if, I think I saw it on PewDiePie's video, and I don't know if she was saying she wanted to copyright claim PewDiePie or somebody else, but someone had critiqued ALINITY, and she was not having it. She was not happy about it. So, and now, for those of you who don't know, she's making headlines again because there's a clip of her on Twitch. She was playing Apex Legends, and her cat was like walking on her desk and kind of got in her way. So she said, hey, Milo, whatever the cat's name is, Milo, get out of here. And then she freaking takes the cat, throws it over her shoulder. And it wasn't like a crazy throw, but it was like a light toss over her shoulder. And so people are like, whoa, that's messed up, dude. You're freaking messed up. And then some other clips surfaced, at least the video that I watched for this. Other clips surfaced of her, quote-unquote, abusing animals. There was one where she had fed her cat some vodka. A little bit. It wasn't like a big old gulp of it. It was just like a little, like, I think she drank it and then like put her mouth up to her cat and then let her cat like kind of like let some vodka ooze out of her mouth and the cat lick it, and the cat freaking like was like, what the frick was that, ALINITY? Cat was not having it. And then there's another clip of her dog was like, she was in her room, her dog was pestering her cat, like kind of chasing it, and then she lightly like kicked her dog. She like lightly did a little tap to her dog to say, hey, knock it off, stop pestering the cat. And those are the clips that I saw. There might be some more clips too, but those are just the clips that I saw. And I mean, dude, people are triggered by this. I don't know what's going on. People are they're freaking out about it. Okay? They're losing their daggum marbles over this crap. I mean, I saw who is it? Ricky Gervais had said something about it, at least on the video that I saw. He made a comment about it, and he's like a famous actor, famous comedian. And I saw Dr. Disrespect talk about it too, even though he said he didn't care, but I still saw Dr. Disrespect talk about it. You know, just a lot of people are freaking out about this. And now I'm gonna preface this. Listen, let me preface. Let me explain something first before I go into what I'm about to say. Okay, it's gonna get a little spicy. It's gonna get a little We're not sugarcoating anything, guys. We're not beating around the bush today. I'm gonna say something, all right, and it might be a little divisive. Okay, I'm gonna spew my opinion here, and it's gonna get hairy. So buckle up. It's gonna be a bumpy one. But before I give you my take on this whole situation, I'm just gonna preface this by saying, okay, so like female streamers on Twitch, you know, their communities. Let's just talk about their communities. The female streamers and their communities. Now, this is not my opinion. I'm not going to make a blanket statement. I'm not going to make any generalizations. This is just what I've heard about their communities. You know, these girls, these big female streamers on Twitch, you know, their communities, like I said, this is not coming from me. This is coming from somebody else, not me. It's rumored, it's alleged that, you know, their communities, while they are, they may be great. A lot of the people in their communities are classified as white knights. And that's not me saying that. That's not I'm not making any blanket statements. This is what what other people are saying, okay? Not me. And I'm not, like I said, I don't really watch female streamers. Okay? I'm not big into it. I have had a couple interactions with their communities before. You know, but like I said, it's not me saying these guys are white knights, all right? It's alleged. It's alleged that some of these dudes, you know, they just have not had it. They don't get much female attention, so they go to female streamers, you know, to try to, you know, compensate. But guys, this is not me saying this, okay? This is someone else. This is other people, all right? I'm sure some of these dudes are great, and I'm sure it's false. I'm sure it might be false. So I'm not going to make that blanket statement. I'm not going to make that generalization that these guys are white knights, you know, that some of these dudes are white knights. Now, the reason why I'm saying this, the reason why I'm talking about this and saying, oh, some of the people consider those communities, as it's generally a lot of white knights, these female streamers, their communities, you know, the reason why I'm telling you guys this is because just want to let you know, before I say my opinion on what's going on here, I am not one of them. Okay, I am distancing myself from their community. Okay, from these daggum communities on Twitch. I'm distancing myself from these communities. I'm not a part of it. Okay, I'm not that kind of guy who's always who's ready to frickin' fall on the sword for a female. Okay, for just a random streamer female. I'm not that kind of guy who's ready to take a frickin' to jump in front of the gunfire for a female streamer. I'm not that guy. Okay, that's not me. That's not who I am. Just wanted to say, just throwing that out there before, you know, I say what I'm about to say, and then I'm gonna get friggin' people commenting like, oh, hey, Clay, you're just saying that just because it's a girl. You're saying this. You're just friggin' white knight. I'm like, guys, okay? I'm usually the one who's one of the first to call them out. Trust me, I'm one of the first to call them out. You know? So I know ALINITY's past. I know ALINITY, at least a couple things bad things that she's done in the past. And I've always seen her in a negative light. But this situation, now bear with me here, this situation, I just feel like, I mean, I saw the clips. I feel like we're kind of overreacting. I feel like it just kind of ticked off both. Now I'm thinking about this. I think I'm ticking off both sides of the aisle here. You know, I'm taking off the freaking community, the freaking ALINITY's community calling. Well, it wasn't me calling them white knights. It was somebody else making that generalization. You know, taking off ALINITY's community, and I'm gonna take off the people who are opposing. We're mad at ALINITY, so I'm just gonna take off both sides really quickly, guys. Okay, but I feel like people are overreacting to this situation. You know, I feel like people are okay. So, yeah, feeding feeding vodka to her cat, yeah, that's kind of a no-no, all right? You can't really do that. But what people are getting triggered about was the freaking throwing the cat over her shoulder. You know, taking the cat, like, it wasn't even like a freaking heave. It was just like a little toss. And I mean, we all know that cats can land on all four paws no matter what, right, guys? Like, when you throw, like, a dog, now, a dog is different, okay? A dog, I love dogs. And obviously dogs, they're not as athletic as a cat where they like, you throw them over your shoulder. And, you know, I can just keep doing this. And it's probably going to hurt them. So, yeah, I mean, but cats are different. They can land and they'll be fine. So I would just say the only thing that I saw wrong, I mean, obviously, the light kicking of the dog, I mean, that kind of hurt me, but I've seen people do that before, and it's more so of discipline, kind of. It's not like freaking beating the freaking dog. I've seen way worse of animal abuse. And the cat throwing on the shoulder, I didn't really like. The only issue I see is the feeding the cat vodka, you know? I mean, maybe it's just because I don't like cats. Maybe that's the issue. Is I just don't have a connection with cats. I can't really feel sorry for cats. Maybe it's a bunch of angry cat ladies who are angry at this. I don't know. I just don't. I'm pretty disconnected with cats. Dogs, now if she did to a dog, I'd be like, yo, frig off. You can get the frick out of here. But cats are athletic enough to land on their feet, so I don't see the big issue with it. I don't know. I think people are just too... I think people just need to go outside more, honestly, man. I think people just need to go outside more and experience. People are so sensitive nowadays. Like, obviously, like, so when I stream, okay, when I'm doing a live stream, I try to do family-friendly live streams, you know? So just really, I have to almost be sensitive, because I can't have any swearing, I can't have this happen, I can't have that happen. Like, you know, I'm trying to maintain family friendliness. But off the live streams, you know, like, when I'm going out into the world, I don't know, I'm just not a sensitive person. I've just never I never grew up sensitive, being offended by something. That's just not that's not who I am. And it's not really who my family is. We're just not the kind of people to be, I don't know, we're just not very sensitive. I've never thought, like, I've never seen anybody do something online and, like, gone above and beyond to get them canceled or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, that person needs to that person needs to be deplatformed. That person needs a ban. Okay, bad. Tisk. I've never been that kind of person to be doing that. Like, get over it, dude. It has nothing to do, like, people are just sensitive about stuff. Some people they just never, just go outside and go and get a dose of reality. Please. Just go and live your life. Go. It'll make you a stronger person, you know, if you go outside and you start experiencing more. Because I mean, dude, like, watching the clip, it really wasn't like, I've seen way worse of animal abuse, you know. Like, if you're going to consider that animal abuse, like, the word abuse is so freaking vague. And if you consider that abuse, I mean, the vodka, I guess I can understand that. But the other two, I mean, kicking the dog, obviously, I would never kick a dog, but I've seen people do it before. Like, and she didn't even kick it, like, hard. She kicked it lightly, and it was in a disciplinary fashion. And I don't know if I agree with that necessarily, but I've seen people do it, and it doesn't mean that she doesn't love her dog. And I mean, you know, I don't know, it's complicated, because I wouldn't kick the dog, but I've seen people do it, and I'm not like, I wouldn't be outraged enough to say, oh yeah, screw her, you know. And the cat throwing, the only problem I see is the vodka. That's the only issue I have with what she did. I can honestly say that. And if you care about cats and you're like, you shouldn't be throwing cats, you probably think, like, I'm the kind of person just chucking cats around now, just chucking cats around the room, dude, freaking just launching cats. I would never, first of all, I would never interact with a cat. I would never have a cat, own a cat. I'm friendly with cats. I can pet them, but I will never I will never own a cat. Okay, and I will and even if I did, I wouldn't be throwing cats around. I don't want people to think that I'm the kind of person who's just launching cats at the first sight of them. Just it's okay. It lands on its paws. Just chuck it as high as I can. That'll be fine. It lands on its paws. Here we go. Phew! It just freaking launching it. No, it wouldn't do that. I'm not that kind of person. But I just don't see what the outrage is about. It's an animal anyways. If it was a human, yeah, that's human takes to another level. But like I said, I mean, I've seen humans treated worse than that, and nobody's outraged about it, or people are just like freaking, gosh. Why should we even care about it? That's a great question. I don't know. It's just that I just don't see the issue. Maybe you guys can comment down below and give me a different insight on why this is bad. Maybe, okay, if I don't even know if anybody got this far in the podcast. If you think differently, if you have a different opinion, or if you have other information that I'm missing right now, dude, please tell me. If you have other information that I don't know about, that I missed, please tell me. Okay? Please comment down below on why you care and why you're outraged. Oh, why you're outraged. Yeah. Why you are upset by this. If you are upset, maybe you just don't care. I don't know. Okay, but I think it's overblown. People have been people are trying to get her banned. I don't think has ALINITY ever been banned. I think that's the issue. I feel like it's just a compilation of a bunch of stuff as to why people are mad at her now. Why people are outraged by this. It's just a compilation of stuff that ALINITY has done, and maybe that's why it's starting to spill over. The tea is starting to spill out of the daggum cup, you guys. The tea is starting to spill. So maybe that's why people are so mad. But like in terms of what I saw, the clips that I saw, I don't know. I don't think people get outside as much as they should. Get off the internet for a second. Go outside, live your life. That's what I say. So enough. All right, I've already made enough freaking divisive statements in one podcast. Let's not be as divisive. I usually try to avoid making divisive statements as that. Because, people are, like I said, sensitive people, they would get outraged by what I just said. If you're sensitive, you just got outraged by what... I mean, honestly, I kind of, I went with both sides, though. I yelled at the community of ALINITY, and I got the people who are outraged. I got the sensitive people and the white knights, And like I said, I'm not the one who's calling white knights. Other people are. So, now it's just like, just triggering both sides. I think it's a great idea. That's what I need to start doing more, is making divisive statements. Anywho's, up next in the news. That's enough of ALINITY talk and enough of making divisive statements. So next up we have the Fortnite World Cup. Just complete. Let's just take it freaking, hey, take it, flip it. We're going to take the podcast, flip it. We're going to go from divisive to family friendly real quick. Okay, Fortnite. What's more family friendly than Fortnite, you guys? So I watched like 20 to 30 minutes of this Fortnite World Cup, dude. It was on Nick A30's channel. My goodness, dude. I think Fortnite World Cup, I think they've set the record for the most awkward number of interviews in a broadcast. I don't know why they deem it necessary to be interviewing people all the time, but dude, every single interview, it's just like, it goes, first of all, the interview goes the same way every single time. Frickin' Dax Dragon 55. What are you looking forward to most in the World Cup? And the dude's like, I'm really excited to be here, and I'm really ready to play. And they don't know whether to look at the camera. Some people are looking up in the freaking rap. They're not even like making eye contact with the interviewers. They're just like looking up like this. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, I'm really excited to be here. It's like something's like they're looking at a daggum airplane. Like, it's like, what is like? I'd be like, if I was to interview, I'd be like, hey, right here, I'm right here, dude. You're talking, I'm right here, my guy. Some people, I don't know, like they're just looking down, like they don't know they don't know what to say. Okay, and honestly, I get it. Some people are just nervous to be interviewed. I get that feeling. Some people are just really nervous, and they do. We like Ninja. I mean, Ninja had a great obviously Ninja's kind of like a professional. He's a pro at interviews. He's used to it. But you can tell like some people are nervous because he was like twiddling his thumbs. So I can always usually read those signals that they just have really awkward body language. Like they're just really nervous and they just don't know what to say. But my dudes, your career is in entertainment. I guess they're just not used to being interviewed. I don't know. Like it's just it's just really uncomfortable and they all say the same thing. Like who are you looking forward to facing the most in this competition? I think all of them are really good. I think I'm looking forward to facing everybody. And it's just like really just it's like throwing a daggum fastball right in the middle of the plate and they just swing and miss. It's just the same, just a swing and a miss. Okay, or maybe a foul ball or a ground out to the shortstop every single time. It's just the same thing over and over. But it's like some people, I get some of these dudes probably have not, like they might be a streamer or they're a pro player, so they're not in front of a camera as much as you'd think. But for example, like I said, Ninja, he's someone who's been in front of cameras. He's been interviewed before many times, so he handled it like a pro. He handled it like anybody would like a professional athlete would handle an interview. But some of these dudes, my goodness, okay, and it's just like the production it's not bad. It's not. Listen, they're doing their best over there in New York for Fortnite. There was one guy though who just had his microphone way too close to his mouth. I forget. He had long hair. He was very white. I don't know what his name was. Pasty. His microphone. The other guy's microphone was like a nice probably 3 inches away from his mouth, so he sounded very clear. This guy's microphone was like right. He was freaking like swallowing his daggum microphone into his mouth. He was eating his microphone. It was blaring in my ears. And you'd think that somebody would have told him before. But hey, we're not all perfect. We can't be perfect. And the music always keeps on repeating itself, and the music would be cutting in and out. But what was cool was like they had the graphics, like the oh my gosh, the cuddle bear, whatever the freak it's called, and the fish stick dude. Like the characters, like the animated characters on screen. So that was kind of cool. And that's really pretty much. I just saw a lot of awkward interviews on on the broadcast, and just saw a dude swallow his microphone, and that was that. Really didn't get to see too much gameplay. It was like a Fortnite oh my god, I shut it off as soon as they were explaining all the rules or whatever was going down. Tomorrow I'll definitely be watching the action though to see who's gonna be winning that money. Monet. Actually, on Sunday I'll probably watch it on Sunday, not tomorrow, because tomorrow I'm busy. But Sunday I'll be watching the solos to see who's gonna be freaking taking home the freaking. How much money is it? Like $3 million for first place, isn't it? It's a total of $30 million for across the tournament, like a total of $30 million across the tournament. But isn't first place like $3 million, or maybe $1 million? Maybe it's $1 million. I might have grossly overestimated the prize there, but that's a life-changing money right there, dude. And the coolest thing about it is like anybody could have qualified. You don't have to be a famous streamer or a pro. It's literally the World Cup is for everyone. Anybody who has a computer and can play Fortnite, and you have a chance of going to New York and winning prize money. So, I thought that's like one of the cool things about Fortnite. All right, guys, that is enough of Fortnite talk. I can literally only handle Fortnite for about 5 minutes before I'm just like, all right, that's enough. I haven't played Fortnite in seriously like a week, dude, in a freaking week. But anyways, let's get right into the mainstream news here for a sec. First up, excuse me. First up, we have Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Actually, believe it or not, you know how I make fun of like, oh, movies, who cares about movies? I actually do want to see this movie. Just because it's directed by Quentin Tarantino, you know, and anything that Quentin Tarantino does, I watch. All right, probably one of my favorite movies of all time, Django. If you haven't seen that movie, well, if you're of the age, okay, if you're 17 and older, because I think it's rated R, go watch it. It's an amazing movie if you haven't seen it. It's a crazy, crazy awesome movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and I think it's Jamie Foxx, I believe. That's his name, right? Really good movie. I love, and also, dude, another good movie that he did was oh my gosh, what is it freaking called? Pulp Fiction. Another great movie. Really, he just like the way that he directs his movies is just so different. So I'm actually kind of interested in that movie. That although I saw his interview on Jimmy Kimmel, yeah, it was Jimmy Kimmel. He's so, I thought he was on drugs, dude. He was so weird. He is so weird. He had to be snorting something. Okay, if you go watch his Jimmy Kimmel interview, like maybe he's just born that way though. Maybe he's just a different brand of person, I guess. But he was on something. Okay, because I mean he really. We're not gonna dive into it, but just go watch it and you tell me your thoughts on that. And he was, oh yeah, another movie that's coming out too that was just announced. At least I just saw it. Zombieland 2, which Zombieland, the first one, is on Netflix, and I need to rewatch that. But Zombieland 2 coming out as well. I don't know if I'll go see that though. I'm not as excited about that as I am with Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. But I thought that was cool because that movie was Zombieland. The first one was made a long 10 years. No, was it 10 years ago? 2009, 2010? I'm not sure. Something like that. And finally, though, we got to move it quickly here. This just in, Peppa Pig is 7'1". The Peppa Pig height is 7'1", you guys. Let me click on this really quickly. Apparently, Peppa the Pig, the cartoon, is 7'1". That's what it says on Google. All right, wow, big news, you guys. And my father is mowing. I don't know if you can hear that in the background, so I got to get out of here. I hope you guys were not, I hope I didn't scare some of you guys off with this podcast episode. Hopefully you guys agreed with me, and if you disagreed, hey, that's totally fine too. Just comment down below. Share with me your thoughts. Okay, I will see you guys on the next episode. Enjoy your life, and live it, love it, learn it, love, peace, chicken grease. Now get out of here. Take it easy.